What's happening, Watch Pandas? Peter Von Panda here. You know I like Paladas, man. People sometimes in the comments they're funny because some people have said on some of the watch. I'm really concerned because on Amazon it's too cheap. Am I getting ripped off? Well, these Palada watches are inexpensive, but I wouldn't necessarily call them cheap. I'm not sure if this has a plastic screen protector on it. I feel like it does, and I feel like it's really precisely cut, and I want it off. And there, I'm kind of getting it. But let me just talk you through it. The Paladas are inexpensive, and I think you get a lot of watch for that. Are they similar to G-Shocks and the Casios and the Timexes? Yeah, for sure. But I think in the Suntus even. But, you get just a lot of watch without breaking the bank, without losing or not having peace of mind about, what are you doing with your watch. It says OTS here. We've got a kind of a standard stainless steel buckle. We've got that more plasticky type of watch band with some cuts and some ribs in here. So it should be nice and flexible. And if I just pull it out, what we have is a really wide buckle Tang on that sucker, and as you can see, there aren't any lugs per se. It's kind of attached here into the case directly, and so you get it drooped down really nicely. Now the watch itself is pretty big. I mean, that's going to be one of the things about big rugged watches. They've got all this plastic all over the case here. This inner bezel right here, that's really kind of a piano black. I'm not sure if that's plastic, but it feels like it's almost metal. So that's kind of interesting, and you can see how everything is attached to the exterior here. We have a couple pushers on this side and a couple pushers on this side, and they're all marked start. So start, stop for the chronograph, and reset down here. Go through the modes with this button, and then it looks like there's also a backlight here. So, ooh, look at that. LEDs on the sides there, so you can light that thing up. That looks pretty nice. And if I hit timer 1, so if I see if we can get off to the stopwatch mode here, start, stop, reset. Look at that too. I'm gonna go back here. Look at that. We've got temperature in Celsius right there. That is pretty awesome. You've got an alarm feature, stopwatch, TR mode. I'm not sure what that is. Countdown timer maybe, and not sure why the reset down here. I guess it is the way you toggle between Celsius and Fahrenheit, but that's pretty nice. And date, time, man, everything is really big characters, big numerals on the whole 9 yards. You can see how these protectors hover above the crystal, which is, I'm assuming, just a plastic crystal. There's a little bit of a little bit of a curve, but it's generally pretty close to flat. And let's just put this sucker on. It's not a small watch. I'd call this probably a 48 millimeter. So that's pretty typical for some of the big rugged watches. And I have about a 7.5 inch wrist, so I have a pretty big wrist. But that looks great, man. I love that. If you're going to go out and just bust around a watch, you want it to be big and readable at any angle. And when I'm out and about, I don't mind it being big. I like big watches anyway. I know everyone gives me grief for that, but I love big, bold watches, and this one is certainly big and bold. But especially when you've got them ruggedized, that's just kind of the nature of them. So pretty awesome. This Palada, you can see here, case back is just screwed down, stainless steel, is just another great watch. I think it's going to be what you need when you're out and about. Water resistant 30 meters, more than you'll ever need there, probably too. And like I said, the price point on them is so low, so affordable, that not only do you get a good watch, but you just don't have to sweat what happens to it, right? If it lasts one road warrior trip, backpacking through the woods trip, whatever, I mean, you got your money's worth out of it. You could spend hundreds of dollars on a rugged watch and have that thing fail when you get your hand stuck between a couple of rocks. But a watch like this, I think, not only usually does the job for me just fine. I've never had one of these give out, but man, the price point is tough to beat. Check it out. I'll put a link to the description. Peter Von Panda, out.